And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV, a coast-to-coast racing network. It is your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Up first here tonight from the virtual Kokomo Speedway, we are going to have the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds tackling the tight little ball rings this quarter of a mile raceway. We'll see 3 heat races on the program, a field of 21 drivers have signed into the pit area for tonight, so everybody going to make the show. So how it's all going to work, the format, there's going to be 3 heats, 6 laps from qualifying, the inversion of 4, so the magical number is going to be 12. Everybody will go straight to the warm-up session, so no consolation race. During the warm-up session, we'll take a commercial break. We'll come back for your 30-lap feature event. Then, of course, we'll chat to your top 3 after this main event, after a 30-lap feature event. And then, of course, we'll take another quick commercial break. We'll come back with the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modifieds live here from the virtual Kokomo Speedway, right here on Ultimate TV and also on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we are not too far away from rolling into the qualifying session. And, of course, we will have a look at some of the drivers that are going to be on the raceway. So I can tell you, after practice session so far, Brandon Templeton has nearly got 2/10 on the field as the checkered flag has been thrown here tonight from Kokomo Speedway, and it's now time to go racing to see who is going to park it in Brian Clausen victory lane. So we'll start to see the cars to come out onto the racing surface here tonight from Kokomo. Who is going to be the first car to lay down a time? Let's take a look at Patrick Spengler as he works his way in the Training Wheels Racing number 39 car. So again, these drivers 2 minutes, 2 laps to set the best lap time. Again, we'll wait for the cars to start to come, the time starting to come through. Brandon Templeton's with a 12.842, a 12.842. Spengler second, make that third quick with a 12.897. A 12.897. Lap number 2 for Patrick Spengler, going to be a little slow with a 13.139. The 83 car of Matt Schaefer, fastest lap with a 12.948 to 12.948. Checkered flag coming out for Schaefer, lap number 2, slow with a 13.003. Anthony Morano, quick time with a 12.748. Michael Vitale, 12th quick. Gavin Chatham on the raceway right now with the number 99 car again. First lap time coming through for Gavin Chatham, who watch from high above the raceway. 13.034, a 13034. That will put him on pole of heat race number 1. We'll see if lap number 2 is going to be a whole lot better. It is. It's going to be a lot better. It's going to be 7th quick with a 12.918 to 12.918. And, well, that is going to be our field set. And our field has qualified 20 cars taken to the racetrack for qualifying. And Anthony Morano, quick time with a 12.748. That will put him position number 4 in heat race number 1. Let's take a look at your starting lineup right now for the opening heat race of the night for the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds here from the Kokomo Speedway, your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Spring Season Week number 5. Dylan Kinsey in the 83 rolls off at position number 1. Gavin Chatham in the 99 machine will start from position number 2. Dan McLaren in car 88 will line up at a position number 3 from 4. Fast Time Man, Full Throttle Motorsports entry of Anthony Morano from 4. Michael Vitale in the 213 car rolls off at a position number 5. And Jeffrey Barker in the 513 will start position number 6. At position number 7 with the 007 entry of Michael Vecchio. So we get set for the first of 3 heat races here on the program. So the field moves away. The lineup is set. Kinsey and Chatham. The racing.com safety car moves infield, getting ready to go racing here off turn number 4. I'll wait for the green flag to come out. And Kinsey, Chatham, McLaren, Morano, Vitale, Barker, and Vecchio 6 laps on the board. Heat race number 1, your RSN Trackside opening heat race of the night is underway. McLaren straight to the inside, 3 wide down the front, down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4 we go. And we're going to go 3 wide once again down the main straightaway. Kinsey will lead lap number 1. He'll go to the concrete up into turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, McLaren run on the inside of the raceway. McLaren, Kinsey's got it, 3 wide. Morano moving through the field right now. He'll go right through the middle of the raceway at both ends of the speedway. He's up to position number 3, going to challenge for second. We're still 3 wide. Chatham just getting caught out on the top of the raceway as Anthony Morano will now move into position number 2. Going to follow his teammate Dylan Kinsey. Again, McLaren goes to the inside. There's a good look in 1 and 2. They're on the 32 car. Anthony Morano, meanwhile, Gavin Chatham, he's going to send it upstairs. Rounds 3 and 4, and he'll do the same down into 1 and 2. They'll come to the white flag this time for your race leader, the 83 car of Dylan Kinsey. White flag in the air. Just a quarter of a mile away from starting on pole of tonight's 30 lap A main event into 3 and 4. We go for the final time heat race number 1 of your RSN trackside 358 modifieds, and we are done and dusted. Nice job to start off heat race number 1. We'll take a look at your results. Dylan Kinsey gets the win over Anthony Morano. Second, Gavin Chatham, Dan McLaren, Michael Vitale. Your top 5, Jeffrey Barker and Michael Vecchio. Your 7 cars in heat race number 1. Heat number 2 lining up like this. On the pole position, driving the Super Dirt Car Series, Full Throttle Motorsports, King Race Designs, 79 entry, that is Dean Reynolds. Into the outside of that front row, the WizKids 555 entry of Harold Klump lines up at a position number 2. We go back to position number 3, driving the Dirt Track Bank. Got your 6 Racing Network 218 car of Kurt Schatzer, and to his outside, the KSR car number 20 entry of Blake Chapman from 4. Position number 5 with the 713 of Jacob Brown. The 18 Castleberry Flagstone Logan Wedd's car will start position number 6. And Tyler Flynn lines up the 83 Machine, the Black Rifle Coffee Company 831 car from position number 7. Heat race number 2 is upon us, and the green flag is up. We're underway. And Dean Reynolds from the pole position. Harold Klump, Kurt Schatzer side by side for the minor placings as Reynolds goes right through the middle. Maybe learned something from what Dylan Kinsey was able to do in heat race number 1. But look out, Blake Chapman now going to run the inside of the raceway. He's trying to do a Dan McLaren 2.0 in heat race number 2. Right rear, right in the slick off for turn number 4. Probably not ideal, but I'll tell you what, Chapman is going the shortest way possible around the Kokomo Speedway. Reynolds with a good run down the back straight away. Crossflag sticks around 3 down and 3 to run. Reynolds from Chapman and Schatzer. Klump, then you go back to Wentz, Flynn, Brown. Battle is on for the lead one more time between Blake Chapman in the 20 car. Dean Reynolds in the 79. Dean Reynolds has got it. Boy, I tell you what, it's going to be very close at the start-finish line. When they come to it in about a lap and a bit time, they'll come to the white flag. And Blake Chapman just rolls the inside. He's got it. He will lead lap number 5. Can he lead for one more lap? He looks good for the moment. That 79 car comes right into screen into turn number 3. Off for turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Reynolds with a run on the outside. No, Chapman going to win. Chapman is going to win heat race number 2. Take a look at your finishing results. Blake Chapman gets the win. Dean Reynolds second. Kurt Schatzer third. Harold Klump fourth. Logan Wentz fifth. Tyler Flynn, Jacob Brown to round out the 7-car field. RSN Trackside heat race number 3 looking like this. The 011 entry of Randall Dixon to the pole position. Matt Schaefer in car number 83 lines up at a position number 2. Patrick Spunger in car 39 will start position number 3. Brandon Templeton in the 31 lines up at a position number 4. Samuel Buckman in the 7 car will line up at a position number 5. In the 171 car, Jake Henry lines up at a position number 6. And I don't think he's going to make it, but Chris Sons is not going to be here. So our lights are out. 6 cars doing battle here at the Kokomo Speedway. Green flag is out. Heat race number 3. RSN Trackside 358 modifieds is underway. And Dixon, look at Templeton now with a run on the outside. Down the front straightaway, 3 wide for third, fourth and fifth position. They were in 3 and 4. But the battle is on for the lead. Dixon and Templeton. Here comes Spangler. Gets into the back of Templeton. Templeton goes around. And the bad luck continues once again for Brandon Templeton. Meanwhile, Buckman on the inside of the 7 car. Of the 83 car, Matt Schaefer. Meanwhile, right upstairs, right up against the green. Here's that 39 car of Patrick Spangler. Spangler again to the top of the racetrack, gets by Schaefer down into turn number 3, but again he'll set sail around the outside of Samuel Bachman. And it's going to be close once again between Spangler and Bachman. Here comes Schaefer one more time, 3 wide in the middle of the back straightaway. Wine flag is out, 1 lap left to go for Randall Dixon in that 0-11 car, looking to start inside the second row of tonight's 30-lap feature event. Meanwhile, Schaefer got a little bit of a nudge here into 3 and 4. We go for the final time. Checkered flag is out, Spangler into the concrete wall. Randall Dixon will pick up heat race number 3 victory. Heat 3 done and dusted here for the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds. We'll take a look at your results at a quick commercial break. Randall Dixon, Patrick Spangler, Samuel Bachman, Matt Schaefer, Jake Henry and Brandon Templeton, your top 6 drivers. All right, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll come back with your 30-lap main event. On the other side of this, you're watching the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds. And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the Coast to Coast Racing Network, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder. And what is going to be spring season week number 5 as we get set. We are ready to go racing here from the Kokomo Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set to take a look at your starting lineup for tonight's 30-lap A main event. Dylan DeKenzie starts on pole position. Blake Chapman lines up at a position number 2. Position number 3 will be Randall Dixon. In position number 4, Anthony Morano. Position number 5 will be Dean Reynolds. From 6 will be the 39 of Patrick Spangler. From position number 7 will be the 99 of Gavin Chatham. From 8 the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. From position number 9, the 7 entry of Samuel Bachman. In the 88, Dan McLaren lines up at a position number 10. Harold Klump from position number 11. Matt Schaefer from position number 12. Michael Vitale from 13. Logan Wentz from 14. From position number 15, it's Jake Henry. From 16, Jeffrey Barker. From 17, it's Tyler Flynn. From 18, Brandon Templeton. And your final row, Michael Vecchio starts alongside Jacob Brown from position number 19 and 20. So a field of 21 drivers signing into the virtual pit area for tonight. Your spring season week number 5. The RSN trackside, 358 modified. Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder. A-main time, Dylan Kinsey, Blake Chapman. They'll bring us into turn number 3 and 4. Let's get dirty for 30. Here at the Kokomo Speedway, we are green. And we're underway down into 1 and 2. Chapman right through the middle of the racetrack, although Dylan Kinsey wants that inside line to work as they'll go into 3 and 4. Battle is on again for the race lead. Blake Chapman is going to lead lap number 1, but here comes Anthony Morano. Morano going to cook it upstairs into turn number 1 and 2. Nearly three quarters of the way up the racetrack goes the 32 entry of Morano, and Anthony Morano going to lead lap number 2. So 2 laps, 2 different leaders. Who is going to lead lap number 3? Will it be Chapman? Will it be Morano? Morano looks like the obvious choice at the moment, but Blake Chapman still working to the inside. I got no idea. Man, I'll tell you what, to the naked eye, it almost looked like Blake Chapman in the 20 car had it. Again, just sets down to the inside into turn number 3 and 4. Who will it be? Chapman is definitely going to lead lap number 4. So I'm going to say 3 out of the 4 laps so far. I'm going to give to Blake Chapman. Although Morano says, yeah, that's okay. You can continue to lead at the moment. But boy, I tell you what, I'm going to make you work for it. Anthony Morano is going to lead lap number 5. Dylan Kinsey watching back there in position number 3. But again, this battle for the race lead is on right now between Anthony Morano and the 32 car. That's the blue car you see on screen. And then to the very inside, the white and purple number 20 car. The white, black and purple 20 car. That is Blake Chapman. Chapman again still doing what he done in the heat race to move forward, just to continue to find the shortest way possible around what is a quarter-mile raceway. Chapman and Morano, and just like that, we've ticked off 8 laps into the books here for the RSN trackside. 358 modified spring season week number 5 of your Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder. Live here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Morano again still sending it upstairs. Again, Chapman still working down to the inside. Boy, I gotta say, since lap 2, these two guys have really put on the show here. Chapman will lead that one. And just like that, we're 1/3 of the race distance complete. Blake Chapman leads lap number 10. There's still 20 to go. That'll go down to 19 as they come across the start-finish line off for turn number 4. Chapman's still going to lead. So still 19 cars on the racing surface. These guys right now are doing lap times in the 12.9 second bracket. You see Harold Clubb, he's 11.5 seconds away, which means he is not too far away from your lead cars of Blake Chapman and Anthony Morano. 2 laps away from half race distance. Chapman still down to the inside, and again Morano going to still set sail around the outside. You know what's going to kill this race is a caution. I probably just said that, and I reckon we're going to see a yellow very, very shortly. Although Chapman and Morano changed lines in 3 and 4. He's somewhat going down to the middle of the raceway just to try and make it a little bit shorter, seeing as though he gets a good run. Through the middle goes Chapman. Oh no, Morano goes through the middle. Chapman, that left front caught the infield tractor tyre. Cross flag sticks around 15 down and 15 to go. How much damage is on the 20 car in the left front of Blake Chapman's vehicle? Well, I guess we're about to find out whether he can continue on moving through the field. Dan McLaren going to be going back pit side, so we stay green. Good job to McLaren to keep this race going under green flag conditions. Boy, we have not taken our eyes off Blake Chapman or Anthony Morano for this 30-lap feature event, and so far it's going to be 18 in the books. Chapman again flirting with disaster down there, dancing with the devil. Meanwhile, Morano once again to the top of the racetrack. Although you look at half a second, Blake Chapman has just got this figured out right now. Let's go back and look at Dylan Kinsey holding off Kurt Schatzer for the final spot of the podium. 4/10 of a second quicker Blake Chapman was than Anthony Morano there on that previous lap. We'll see what it is this time by. Nearly pretty much dead even right there. In fact, Chapman had it by probably 0.5 of a second. Now we get to single-digit laps remaining. 9 to run. And Chapman is going to embark on Harold Clubb in the 555 car. Jeffrey Barker gets put a lap down under green flag conditions. So caution not coming out for the 513. Not sure what happened there, but anyhow, we stay green. Chapman going to try and get through the lap cars, although he's got a good 1.5 seconds away. Battle is on for third. Oh, Schatzer and Kinsey come together on the back straightaway. Still keeping it going as Schatzer. It was Kinsey who got into the back of Schatzer. Meanwhile, Dixon up to position number 5. How about Brandon Templeton? From near the back of the bus, he's up to position number 6. He's closing in on a top 5. Morano, you can start to see stalking and praying the 713 car. Jacob Brown is going to bring on the caution. And Chapman needed that, and that will, I think that's going to pretty much end the race there, because Chapman was dealing with a whole lot of lap traffic. And Jacob Brown brings on the yellows. Just when I thought we were going to go green to checker here at Kokomo. GYATK. If you know, you know. 5 to run. Single file restart. Lights are out. Five to run. We're coming back to green. Blake Chapman's got the field behind him. Lined up, re-racked, restacked, and ready to fire away here at Kokomo. Again, Brian Clausen, victory lane, just 5 laps away from one of these drivers. Schatzer looking immediately to go to the inside of Anthony Morano, down into 1 and 2. Now we're in 3 and 4. Chapman rolls away from the 32 car of Morano. Schatzer now does hold on to position number 3. Kinsey will look to get back by him. Meanwhile, Dixon going to fend off the challenge from from Brandon Templeton, sorry. One and a half second lead, cuts down to 1 second for Blake Chapman. There's 2 to run. Tip of the green, twin sticks are in the air. Morano, 1/10 and a half quicker. They're on the previous lap. Is time running out? Boy, this would be something special if he wants to run him down. White flag is out. RSN trackside 358 modifieds. We're going to go just 1 caution in 30 laps, but for the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3 and 4. He done it in the heat. He'll do it in the main event. Blake Chapman is going to go to victory lane. Blake Chapman not getting off the bottom side of the racetrack all night long. And he gets to park the 20 car in Brian Clausen victory lane. Let's see him pull up here. In Brian Clausen victory lane, look at that, right on cue. Blake Chapman gets the win. Let's take a look at your full field rundown. Blake Chapman gets the win in the RSN trackside 358 modifieds. Anthony Morano home in second spot. Third place will be Kurt Schatzer. We'll chat to those three drivers here in a moment's time. Dylan Kinsey, Randall Dixon will come home in fourth and fifth position. We'll follow it up by Samuel Bachman in sixth, Patrick Spangler seventh, Brandon Templeton eighth, Gavin Chatham ninth, and Dean Reynolds will make up your top 10. 11th through to 20th looks like this. Matt Schaefer in 11th, Jake Henry 12th, Logan Wentz 13th, Michael Vitale, Michael Vecchio in 14th and 15th position, Harold Klopp in 16th, Jacob Brown, Jeffrey Barker, Dan McLaren along with Tyler Flynn, your 20 cars for your feature event. Let's go trackside and chat to the man that comes home third place here tonight, driving the 218 machine. It is Kurt Schatzer. Kurt, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. One caution just in 30 laps. Not a bad way to kick off the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Spring Season Week number 5.
No, Brett, no, not bad one at all here. The boys, we came out of this one all right with just one caution. Yeah, it was a good night there. I got a real good jump the first couple laps. Managed to pick off a few positions, so while there was a lot to work with the track. Then it kind of went away. I know Blake was working that bottom. I don't know how he was doing it, but it kind of turned into that up on the cushion there. But that's kind of the way I like to race, up high. But all in all, it was a good race.
Man, had to start dead smack in the middle of the pack for position number 8. What was the mindset going into this main event?
I was just going to try to be patient and kind of just see how things fall out. But I had a good jump on the start, and I just kind of put myself 3 wide. So patience went out the window there, and yeah, it worked out for me. Got up to 4th, I think, and then I was following along Kinsey there, and he was doing a good job. Felt a little faster than him. I had a run on the outside, and he started to float up, and I almost turned him to the outside wall, but I backed out. He got out of it. We were able to straighten up, but then I think I kind of threw a wild slider on him going through 1 and 2, and he got into the back. So, but I think we both made it out. I think he was a little upset. I heard him revving the engine on the yellow, but I think he came home for us. So, I mean, we all made it through.
Okay, congratulations on the podium finish. Third place here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway for the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds. Kurt, before we let you go, maybe we'll let you thank everyone involved on this 218 car.
Yeah, Jay, Dirt Track Bank, everything they do to support races all around the country. The race team, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, Joe Halter, Gotcha 6 Racing Network, Friday Night Lights, the wife and kids for allowing me to do this, and you coming out and doing the broadcast for us on Thursday nights. You do an awesome job.
All right, Kurt, well done. And thank you very much. We'll see you back in the Big Block Modifieds very shortly. There we go, Kurt Schatzer, third place finisher here tonight. Home in second place tonight is going to be the 32 car of Anthony Morano. And Anthony, first off, congratulations on this second place finish here tonight. And boy, I got to say, the 20 car, you and him had a pretty good battle throughout the course of that 30 lap feature event.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't figure out how Blake is able to run the bottom like that. I mean, I'm pretty good at the bottom almost everywhere we go, but here he's just like a complete beast down there. I can't figure it out, man. Hats off to him.
Well, those first 5 laps, you guys chopped and changed. Even the first sort of 10 laps, you're upstairs, and then you changed lines in 3 and 4. You decided to go middle 3 and 4 rather than run on the top. So talk us through the process, the thought process on that one.
Yeah, there was like a little line of some fluff there in the middle in 3 and 4, so I was trying to hit that, and then I figured if Blake was getting such a good run down low, maybe if I slow down the car a little bit more, maybe I'll be able to get out of the corner better than he would and have a little bit more momentum through it. So I tried that, and it seemed to work there for a few laps, and then I screwed up and hit the wall coming out of 2 with the right rear and then smacked the nose and screwed the front end up a little bit, but was able to just keep it on there. And that last little, I think it was like 3 or 5 laps or whatever after that last caution, or the only caution, felt like I was starting to reel him in a little bit there towards the end, but ran out of laps. So we'll take second, keep plugging away towards another championship, and just keep going.
Do you think if the yellow didn't come out, seeing as though that Blake was sort of dealing with lap traffic, that this could have been a different story?
Maybe, but I think he would have been pretty much just set sail, and just with how he was able to get through the corner compared to everybody else out here. I don't think wouldn't have made too much of a difference unless someone was really holding them up. But I just don't see that happening tonight.
Well, Anthony, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. Kokomo Speedway for the RSN Trackside 358 Modified. Maybe we'll let you think of it involved before we let you get out of here and unload that big block Modified shortly.
I gotta thank my wife Sherry, my teammates at Full Throttle Motorsports, Dean at Super Dare Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Gunner at Swan Speed, MDI TV, Expert Insulation, GripHack.com, DJ Sim Shop, Brett, you always doing the broadcast and everyone at Coast to Coast.
There we go, guys. Anthony Morano home in second place here tonight. Tomorrow getting the win tonight in caliber 20. He moved forward in his heat race by run on the bottom side. And well, it's deja vu. The 20 car of Blake Chapman goes to victory lane. Blake, congratulations on this victory. And boy, I got to say, it looked like from the very get-go, from the heat race all the way through to that 30-lap main event, you did not want to get anywhere other than that bottom side.
Yeah, you got good eyes, because that's exactly what I was thinking. It started worried me a little bit starting on the top of the feature, but I was starting enough up front that I got a good jump there through the middle. I was able to get to the bottom pretty quickly, and Anthony was really fast at the beginning of the race, sort of in that middle high side that he was running, and I wasn't worried at all because I just knew I had to hit my rhythm down low, and I'd figure it out eventually and start pulling away. It seems like I can run the bottom at this track like none other, and it's one of my favorite places to run these 358s for sure, because once I had this thing dialed in, there was no stopping me.
About lap 20 to lap 25 before that yellow come out, you were dealing with the back markers who were not only trying to stay on the lead lap, but they're battling for their own little position. What was going through your mind there as you're trying to sort of pick those off before that first and only yellow come out?
Yeah, I don't know if I really wanted to see the caution there. I feel like I've kind of perfected running the bottom and passing guys using the bottom in these cars, but at the same time, it's lap traffic, and if they're racing for position, you never know what's going to happen. They can be pretty unpredictable, so the caution, I didn't hate to see it, but definitely not something I wanted to see necessarily. But either way, we got it, and I was able to get a good restart and a good jump that propelled me to a victory here.
Talk us through how tough it is to try and hit this bottom side lap after lap and try and perfect it, because Anthony sort of touched on this, that he's pretty good everywhere at running the bottom side, but he just said you here at Kokomo, you are just you're on another level around here. What is it like? What is it about this bottom side that just sort of keeps this 20 car glued?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's how I'm driving it in and out of the corners or what, but it does get a lot more difficult to run the bottom here when it gets slick, and especially on entry. And on entry, it got pretty slick going into 3, but in 1 and 2, it was still pretty tacky there at the end of the race. So I was able to kind of set the car in exactly how I wanted to all race long, and I think that was definitely the key to win here tonight.
Well, the key to win is getting first to the checkered flag, and you did that, Blake. Congratulations on the victory here tonight at the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder RSN Trackside 358 Modified main event. Blake, before we let you go, we know a whole lot of people to thank on this 20 car. We'll let you think of it involved on this machine.
Yeah, first I got to thank the family for watching, and I got to thank all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. Got to thank Jeff Barker for the admin tonight. I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best popcorn out there. You can head over to their website. And don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you for putting this on, Brett.
Blake, well done on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back in the big blocks very shortly.
Thank you.
There we go. Blake Chapman, your winner here tonight. The first winner from the Kokomo Speedway for the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds here on Gambler Motorsports. Thursday Night Thunder. Don't forget, we've still got another race to come here on Ultimate TV. We've got the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modifieds. They are on the racetrack. They are hot lapping already. So, all right, with that being said, we'll take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll come back with your Big Block Modified thanks to Full Throttle Motorsports.
fans, it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted and league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And welcome back to Ultimate Dirty and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here for your Gamble Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Spring Season Week number 5. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call for the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modified. We just wrapped up the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds, where it was Blake Chapman getting the win over Anthony Morano home in second position, followed by Kurt Schatzer in third. Right now, we've got a field of 24 drivers for the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modified Series. Again, the format for this one is going to be 3 heats, 6 laps top. Well, everybody going to go through to the show, but the inversion from qualifying is going to be 4, followed up by a 3-minute warm-up session, and then our 30-lap A main event. All right, we get set right now. We go qualifying, and again, welcome everybody to Ultimate Dirty. Welcome to the virtual Kokomo Speedway. Let's take a look at some drivers and how they are going to line up here. Samuel Backman going to be one of the first cars to get the lap time in. Wait for the R-Racing green flag to come out. Here it is. Green flag for Samuel Bachmann in that the 007 car. So again, tires will come through on the top left of your screen. There they are right now coming through. Samuel Bachmann 10, make that 12.948. Dylan Kinsey, Brandon Templeton, quick time. Bachmann 6, quick for the moment. Looking for a better lap on lap number 2. Does go a whole lot quicker with a 12.865, a 12.865. Anthony Morano finished runner-up in the RSN Trackside 358 Modified A main event. First lap time with a 12.832, 12.832. McLaren 14th quick. John Hayne done. Can we start to go through this field? Gavin Chatham and Blake Chapman. As Blake Chapman goes quick time. Blake Chapman with a 12.603 just does it on the low side. Meanwhile, Gavin Chatham going to stop there at turns 3 and 4. So he'll get the 99 car back on the racing surface, get it fixed up, wound up, and ready to go. But Blake Chapman, quick time with a 12.603, a 12.603, half a tenth over Brandon Templeton. And again, due to the inversion for the heats, we'll see Dean Reynolds, Michael Vecchio, and Patrick Spangler all going to start on pole position of their respected heat races. So really looking forward to seeing the big block modifieds tackle the Kokomo Speedway. As again, Full Throttle Motorsports big block modifieds heat race number 1. Patrick Spangler in the 39 machine lines up on pole position, and to the outside of the front row, Samuel Bachmann lines up at a position number 2. Position number 3 features, well, the second row features first and second from the RSN Trackside 358 modified podium. Anthony Morano in the 32 lines up at a position number 3. Blake Chapman in the 20 lines up at a position number 4. Michael Vitale in the 213 rolls off at a position number 5, and Pat Boyce in the 41 starts for a position number 6. John Hayne in car number 71 lines up at a position number 7, and the 831 of Tyler Flynn lines up at a position number 8. Safety car is in. Keep an eye on that second row of Anthony Morano and Blake Chapman. Samuel Bachmann, Patrick Spangler will get us down to the green flag, down into 1 and 2. Look at Chapman already trying to get down to the inside, but he's got Michael Vitale looking, and now here comes Morano. Going to fight Patrick Spangler for the race lead. Spangler going to lead lap number 1. Bachmann upstairs. Now Chapman is able to get down to the low side, but it's going to be Anthony Morano who's got it by probably half a car length down into 3. Off at turn number 4. We're nearly 3 wide. Spangler's got the run through the middle, so bottom 1 and 2, middle 3 and 4. Look out, here comes the 20 car of Chapman. He's slicing and dicing, nearly 4 wide in turn number 3 and 4. Oh, you know this is going to get interesting. Chapman down to the inside and Morano, and will take over the race lead. And Blake Chapman, gee, deja vu. Where have I seen this before? Blake Chapman rolls the inside of the raceway. Morano right through the guts of turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Spangler with a whole head of steam on the top of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Spangler just getting a little sideways, losing a little bit of momentum on the exit of turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Blake Chapman down into turn number 3. Off for turn number 4 we go. Morano, Spangler, Bachmann. It's going to be Blake Chapman victorious in heat race number 1. Everybody should know what Blake Chapman is going to do for the 30-lap main event, because he has ran every lap so far on the bottom side. Blake Chapman gets to win over Anthony Morano, second. Patrick Spangler, Samuel Bachmann, Michael Vitale, your top 5. Pat Boyce, John Hayne, Tyler Flynn, your top 8, 6th, 7th and 8th position. Heat number 2, another 8 cars on the racing surface. On pole with the 007 entry of Michael Vecchio. The 088 of Trent Verstraeten lines up at a position number 2. Jacob Brown, the 713, at a position number 3. Brandon Templeton in car 31 lines up at a position number 4. 011 machine of Randall Dixon starts position number 5. Mark Gilbert in car 17 lines up at a position number 6. It's a pair of Jeffreys at the back row. Row 4, Jeffrey Barker in the 513 from 7 and Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 out of position number 8. Safety car is up the raceway. And we are racked, stacked and packed and ready to go. Off for turn number 4. Coming to the green. Vecchio Verstraeten. It was a little bit of a weird start, a very slow start at that. It's going to be Vecchio. Leading into 3 and 4, he'll slide at mid-track. Verstraeten, where does Trent go? In the 088, he'll go down to the inside. Going to look for that battle for the race lead. Keep an eye on B-Temp in the 31 car. Oh, Brandon Templeton. Verstraeten again, still trying to make the inside of the raceway work through 3 and 4 as they head off down into 1 and 2. One more time. Here comes Templeton once again with a run, and Brandon Templeton. Boy, the 31 is showing it's got a whole lot of speed right now. We take another lap off into the books here at the Kokomo Speedway. Verstraeten down to the inside on Vecchio. Look at this, your top 3 making 4 cars. Oh no, Vecchio, a little crossed up off for turn number 4. Jacob Brown now goes to position number 3. But here comes Brandon Templeton. Now to the race lead off for turn number 4. Templeton has got it from Trent Verstraeten. White flag is in the air. 1 lap left to run. Down the back straight away for the final time. Verstraeten and Templeton wheel to wheel off for turn number 4. Who's it going to be? I think Brandon Templeton got it. I think Templeton snuck home by just under a tenth of a second. Heat 2 results coming up on screen. Brandon Templeton gets the win. 0.082 over Trent Verstraeten in second. Dixon third. Brown, Gilbert 4th and 5th. Vecchio 6th. Kemper and Barker. The 8 cars in heat race number 2. Heat number 3 lines up like this on the pole position with the 79 car of Dean Reynolds to the outside of the front row. The 555 car of Harold Klump from position number 2. It's a pair of 83s in row 2. Matt Schaefer in the 83 on the inside. We'll start to the outside with another 83 of Dylan Kinsey. Position number 5 with the 88 car of Dan McLaren from 6. The 18 of Logan Wentz. Jake Henry in the 171 out of position number 7. And Gavin Chatham lines up out of position number 8 as we get set. As Dean Reynolds will say, take a look at the sunset up for turn number 2, folks. Don't forget to take a photo. The 79 car. Here we go. Into 3 we go. Off for turn number 4. Dean Reynolds. Harold Klump coming to the green. And it's up and underway. Green flag racing here at Kokomo Speedway. 3 wide. McLaren to the inside of Kinsey and Schaefer down the back straightaway. Look at that 5 cars. Throw a blanket and McLaren trying to go for the race lead. Trying to go from 5th to 1st. He'll go 5th to 2nd on lap number 1. Reynolds has now got some company. G. Logan Wentz trying to make the bottom side work through 1 and 2. One more time. Dan McLaren right rear, right through the slick. Dean Reynolds still to the race lead. Dylan Kinsey in the first of those 83 cars going to follow your race leader. Following right around this quarter of a mile racetrack here at the Kokomo Speedway. McLaren now going to be looking to get shuffled back to position number 3, courtesy of Dylan Kinsey. Oh boy, Harold Klump right up into the rear of the 88 car. So problems there. Logan Wentz caught up involved in that one. Chatham and Henry, they go from the 4th row. They're up to 3rd and 4th, so they've gone 2 rows forward. Speaking of 2 rows, there's only 2 laps left to run here for the 79 car of Dean Reynolds. Can he hold on for a victory here at the Kokomo Speedway? Heat race number 3 in the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modified Series. Backstretch for the final time. Kinsey going to put some pressure on the 79 car, but Dean Reynolds taking some photos of the sunset as he is victorious in heat race number 3. Well. 3 heats just like that, done and dusted, rolling through the program. Heat 3 results on screen. Dean Reynolds gets the win over Dylan Kinsey in 2nd. Gavin Chatham 3rd. Jake Henry 4th. 5th will go to Logan Wentz. Matt Schaefer in 6th. Harold Klump in 7th. And Dan McLaren in position number 8. All right, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dare TV. We'll come back. We'll pay some bills on the other side of this. You're watching your Gamble Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modifieds live from the Kokomo Speedway. And we are back here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the Coast to Coast Racing Network, Gamble Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder, Spring Season, Week number 5, as we get ready for your Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modified 30-lap feature event. Can they do what the RSN Trackside 358 modifiers do? Can they go one better? Can we go green to checker, or will we see some cautions come out through this field? Well, let's have a look. Let's wait and find out, but let's take a look at your starting lineup. Blake Chapman will start on pole. Brandon Templeton lines up at a position number 2. Dean Reynolds starts position number 3. Anthony Morano from position number 4. Position number 5 is going to be Trent Verstraeten. Position number 6, Dylan Kinsey. Position number 7, Patrick Spangler. Position number 8, Randall Dixon. Position number 9, Gavin Chatham. Position number 10, Samuel Backman. Position number 11, it's Jacob Brown. From position number 12, Jake Henry. Position number 13, Michael Vitale. Position number 14, Mark Gilbert. Position number 15, Logan Wentz. From position number 16, Pat Boyce. Position number 17, Michael Vecchio. From position number 18, it's Matt Schaefer. Position number 19, John Hain. From position number 20, it is Jeffrey Kemper. Position number 21, Harold Clump. From position number 22, Tyler Flynn. Position number 23, Jeffrey Barker. From position number 24, Dan McLaren. And I believe we're missing one car from this one. I believe we are missing Patrick Spangler. And the Training Wheels Racing number 39 car, who was scheduled to line up at a position number 7. As the lights will go out on the racing.com safety car. It'll take the left-hand turn to the infield off for turn number 2. Which means Blake Chapman, I got to tell you what, I got 50, says Blake Chapman, rolls the bottom side all night long. Your Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modifieds. 30 laps on the board. Let's get dirty for 30. Green flag is out, and well, straight away goes Blake Chapman to the low side. Dean Reynolds going to lose a handful of positions, and now he's just going to struggle to stay inside the top 10. And well, we've already equaled the cautions as Mark Gilbert. Did I just see Patrick Spangler's car? I did. All right. So now I'm going to have to restart timing and scoring. Give me one moment. Just need to do that just in case it pops up on a screen that it's not meant to. It's fine. Alright, so that was Mark Gilbert involved in that little incident there. See what happens. Lights will go out. Blake Chapman again will go to the inside. He'll choose the inside line. So do we have all 24 cars in the timing and scoring section? I hope so. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, we do. Jake Henry back to the pit area. And back to green we go. So we've already equaled the number of cautions inside the opening half a lap here at Kokomo Speedway. Templeton and Morano are going to send it right upstairs through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Reynolds will find his way back to position number 4. So getting a little bit lucky there with the caution coming out, not completing a lap. Otherwise, Reynolds would have been back in about 8th, 9th, even 10th position. Kinsey to the outside. Verstraeten trying to go to the inside. So we work it down into 1 and 2. Templeton with a run right through the middle. So your leader, Chapman, runs the low side. Templeton runs also a little bit down low, but just a little bit higher than what Chapman is doing. And right upstairs, right up against the crate, is Anthony Morano. Yellow for the second time tonight. Dun dun dun. So caution once again. So again, caution coming out on lap number 5 it is. So lights will go out. So don't forget, after this big block modified, thanks to Full Throttle Motorsports, we are going to have some pro late models. It'll be live on Extreme eSpeed TV. Travis Piercefield will have the call for that one as we come back to racing off for turn number 4. And again, Blake Chapman is going to lead this field once again down through 1 and 2. Templeton to the inside of Morano, but in Morano, gee, that 32 hooked up right now on the top of the raceway. Here comes Dylan Kinsey now in car number 83. Dean Reynolds' first car to go right through the guts of 1 and 2 just as the caution comes out. So the top 4, 2 run the top, 2 run the bottom. I gotta say, that's not too bad. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that these cars, or these racetracks, I should say, you gotta make sure that they have 2 distinct racing lines, and let's believe that's what we're getting right now. All right, looks like the lights are out. We're coming back to green. Off turn number 4. Chapman, Morano, Morano, the left side tyres. Had a piece of all sorts of grass. Templeton gets by Dylan Kinsey. So move Brandon Templeton up to position number 3. Meanwhile, we're straight into the inside of Dean Reynolds as Reynolds goes upstairs with Samuel Backman. Remember Samuel Backman last week picked up his first ever coast-to-coast main event victory. It was the last week or the week before. Either way, Samuel Backman is now a coast-to-coast feature race winner. And boy, I tell you what, he's trying to move inside the top 5, trying to keep that good run going over the past couple of weeks. Here's the 007 car. Backman into the concrete wall in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Dixon goes by Gavin Chatham as Chatham tries to come back, and that's for positions number 8 and 9. Chatham and Dixon, a little bit of contact there near right around where the opening is on the back straightaway. Little no harm, no foul. Play on, fair play, fair bump as we again will have 12 down, 18 to run. Jacob Brown, will be the first car on the hit list right now for Blake Chapman. But look at Anthony Morano. Here he comes in the 32 car, looking to get a bit of revenge, but just as he does that, the caution comes out. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 car. So Kemper in the 181. If I can do this. Yeah, I'm going to be good. So safety car is up the raceway, and we are back to green off turn number 4. Blake Chapman again will lead. Look out, here comes Templeton on the inside of Morano, but again, Morano is still going to send it upstairs in 3 and 4. Geez, he's not afraid to have a good crack up at the top of the raceway, even if the caution did come out. But look at that. Again, Chapman gets away on the opening couple of laps on the restart. Morano again, now Dylan Kinsey trying to follow with suit with the 32 car. Follow the teammate as they work to the top, down through 1 and 2. Kinsey up to position number 3 as they work it through the middle of 3 and 4. Meanwhile, last lap, the last 2 laps, Anthony Morano has been the quickest car on the racetrack, although Blake Chapman just senses, okay, you know what, that's fine. Have a look at this, I can also do one as well. 13.073 for Blake Chapman. He's now up on the wheel with 12 to run at the start-finish line. And again, Morano trying to track down Blake Chapman again, who has not gotten off the bottom side. Brandon Templeton still trying to make it work downstairs, although that was a quarter of a second quicker there from Anthony Morano. Look at the run he gets now off for turn number 4. Does he get to the outside? He does. Now the challenge and the battle is on for the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Back straight away. They'll come to 10 to go. Lap cars, back markers, mid-pack markers. Don't care if you're on the racetrack. Please let this race stay green. Anthony Morano, Blake Chapman, gonna send us to a grandstand finish here at the Kokomo Speedway. Morano's got it for the first time tonight. Anthony Morano leads by 0.2 of a second at the line. Chapman good again, once again through turn number 1 and 2, but that outside line, it just prevails at the moment. So maybe Morano trying to get one back on Chapman, trying to turn the tables, flip the script from the RSN Trackside 358 Modified Series. Morano's got it with now 7 to run. Meanwhile, Templeton is all over the back of Dylan Kinsey through turn number 1 and 2 now. Just the car link separating Samuel Backman to the inside of Dean Reynolds off for turn number 2. Chapman was a good part of half a tenth, maybe close to 3/4 of a tenth of a second quicker than Morano there on that previous lap. Morano having to change his lines, and well, that was 0.2 of a second. Now we get to the back markers. Jeffrey Kemper, look out, we've got 4 to run at the line. Kemper goes upstairs. Morano has to go through the middle of the raceway. Kemper into the creek, trying to stay on the lead lap, but also here comes Chapman down to the inside. Morano's got it. Kemper, the lap car, trying to stay on the lead lap. He's got every right to be there. Problems for Brown in the 7.13, and he's right in front of your race leader. Oh boy, how's it all going to play out? Blake Chapman to the race lead. Anthony Morano, one little hesitation may have just cost him a shot at tonight's main event victory. He's still trying to battle and get by the 181 car of Kemper. Flynn into the concrete wall. They'll come to the white flag. 1 lap left to go right now. 1 car into the concrete wall and upside down. That goes Flynn, Tyler Flynn. Blake Chapman. One more time down the back straight away for the final time into turn number 3 and 4 we go. He's going to go 2 for 2, and Blake Chapman is your main event winner of the Big Block Modifieds thanks to Full Throttle Motorsports. Holy cow. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? Morano. They say there's no given, there's no guarantee in dirt oval racing. But there is a guarantee tonight that Blake Chapman for the second time is going to park it in victory lane. And you've got to feel sorry for Morano on that one. He had that race signed, sealed and delivered, but lap traffic played a huge part in the results of this one. And your Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modified main event goes the way of Blake Chapman. Anthony Morano comes home in 2nd position. 3rd will go to Dylan Kinsey. 4th will be Brandon Templeton. Dean Reynolds makes up your top 5. Samuel Buckman in 6th. Gavin Chatham 7th. Randall Dixon 8th. Trent Verstraeten 9th. Then Matt Schaefer to round out your top 10. 11th through to 20th will look like this. Pat Boyce in 11th, Marco Vitale 12th. 13th will be John Hayne, Jeffrey Barker in 14th. Logan Wentz makes up your top 15. Then you go back to Harold Klump in 16th, and the last car on the lead lap, Michael Vecchio a lap down in 17th. Jacob Brown 18th. Jeffrey Kemper 19th. Tyler Flynn in position number 20th. And then the final four drivers in this one, Mark Gilbert in 21st, Patrick Spangler 22nd, Dan McLaren 23rd, and Jake Henry unfortunately not finishing too many laps and not getting all that many laps either. But let's go trackside. We'll talk to your top three here tonight. And well, coming home with the third place finish here tonight, it's the 83 car of Dylan Kinsey. And Dylan, congratulations on this third place finish here tonight. Boy, that was one you really had to work for, but mate, when it's all said and done, you'll definitely take a third place.
Oh yeah, patience was key with that. That second to last restart, I think it was. I had a good jump and I check up a little bit, and Templeton got me back. And then after another restart, when I started fourth, I had to just patience and hit my marks to get back around Templeton. Took a few laps, but it was fun.
We're going to say this racetrack again, we've seen two different lines work, even three. You could almost say that there was a top, bottom, and a middle. But man, I'll tell you what, this 83 car looked pretty good on the top side of the racetrack. Was that always the game plan, or was that sort of just watching Anthony just rip the topper and get to the race lead?
Well, my game plan was, just knowing previous races here, it's always, for me, it's just top 1 and 2, middle 3 and 4. And it kind of changed for big block, like halfway through, and it took me by surprise, so I had to search a little bit, and then I found something, ran Anthony was running, and then like the last 5, probably 10 laps, the middle 3 and 4 came back, and back to what I like to run here.
Well, Dylan, congratulations on the podium position here tonight. Before we let you go, we'll let you thank everyone involved on this 83 car.
I got to thank everyone over at Full Throttle Motorsports, great group of guys. Swan Speed Shop and Open Sets, Dean Reynolds at Super Dirt Car, you, Brett, for the broadcast, and everyone that makes this happen.
There we go, guys. Dylan Kinsey, third place finisher here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway and the Full Throttle Motorsports Big Block Modifieds. We'll chat to your runner-up driver here tonight. The more heartbreak for this guy, but it's the 32 car of Anthony Morano. And Anthony, I'm going to say, halfway home, or even 10 to go, mate, this race was, you can almost sign the check on your name, but lap traffic played a part, and that it did, but second place is going to have to settle for tonight.
Yeah, I think, because I know Blake had a 358 out there, and I was in the big block, so I had the power advantage. Just it took a few laps to get the car wound up on the top side to actually reel him back in, and finally got there and got around him, and then just saw a couple of guys bounce off the wall, so I figured I'd get around him, and then just didn't work out that way. So we'll take second, and I mean, it was a good race. I had fun. I always have fun running with Blake, and when it's something like this where you got two very distinct lines, one guy up high, one guy down along the tires, it makes it interesting to watch, I'm sure. So I know I'll enjoy watching it later.
Well, 5 to go, you guys were deep in the back markers. What was going through your mind as you were trying to get around Jeffrey Camper, who was just, again, trying to stay on the lead lap, but also trying to get by the cars in front of him?
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. You can't fault the guy for trying to stay on the lead lap, and especially when he's racing for position with him, with somebody else. So you can't really fault anybody because racing's racing. You're just racing for each spot he can get, and I'm racing for each spot he can get. So, but yeah, I was like, do I want to caution here and hope I can hold Blake off until the car gets wound back up, or will he smoke me and I won't have enough time to catch back up? So it was kind of a. Didn't really matter to me if the caution came out or not, because either way I think I was in trouble there.
Tell you what, Anthony, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. Mate, before we let you go, we'll let you thank everyone involved on this 32 car once again.
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, my teammates at Full Throttle Motorsports, Dean at Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Expert Installation, GripHack.com, DJ Sim Shop, MDI TV, Brett, you for doing the broadcast, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
There we go, guys. Anthony Morano home in position number 2 for the second time tonight. And well, for the second time tonight, he finds victory lane. He is the absolute gutter rat of Kokomo Speedway. It is Blake Chapman. Blake, congratulations on the victory. And boy, that was, I don't want to say that was gifted to you, but it was certainly earned for you. You had to work for that one.
Yeah, I don't think I would have won that race if lap traffic wasn't a factor. We didn't have any cautions there after Anthony got around me. He was running a really good line and had a lot of grip there in the middle, which I was hoping would go away throughout the feature, but it never did. And after 5 or 6 laps after we'd go green after a caution, I noticed he'd start catching me, even though I was hitting it perfect. So I was really crossing my fingers, hoping that we wouldn't get a caution, that lap traffic would stay in his way, and they definitely did. And I just had to hit that bottom, be consistent, and I was consistent enough to steal it.
Again, you just prove that the bottom side and Blake Chapman just seems to go hand in hand here at the Kokomo Speedway. It's this track, even though that Anthony got by you on the top side, you were still committed to run on the bottom side. Talk us through the thought process on that, even though that, like I said, that the top side was probably the place to be.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to have the horsepower to go up to the top or the middle because I was driving a 358. I think probably everybody else is in the big block, but I was just thinking coming into this, I'd rather run the 358 on the bottom than the big block anywhere else on the track. So I knew I was going to be on the bottom all night, and from qualifying to the feature, it was pretty good for me.
Well, it worked out in the RSN trackside 358 modifieds. Now it works out for the Full Throttle Motorsports portion of the evening. Blake, once again, we'll let you thank everyone involved for making this all possible for you and go and celebrate a second feature win here tonight.
Yeah, I got to thank Mom and Dad for watching. I got to thank all the guys at the Kreitz Sim Racing team and the Can-Am Racing team. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Andy at A&J Custom Creations, Jeff Barker for the admin tonight. Got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best popcorn out there, homegrown South Dakota popcorn. You can head over to their website and use code CART, that's C-A-R-T at checkout for 15% off. And I got to thank you for putting this on.
There we go, Blake Chapman, your winner here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway, not once but twice here this evening. And well, 358 modified done, big block modified done, which means we've got pro late models and then the NASCAR Xfinity cars at the Texas Motor Speedway. As we bring in Travis Pearsfield. Travis, welcome back, buddy. It's nice to talk to you once again.
Yes, it is. It's another Thursday night that we'll have to follow the great racing you've let us off with here tonight. As we got pro late models here coming up shortly. You guys continue to be really efficient with your time, so we'll start about 8:30 for the pro late models, and then as you mentioned, head down to the Lone Star State for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Well, they say everything's bigger in Texas. We'll see if that's actually true. But for now, the Ultimate Dirt TV side of things are going to shut off, and the Coast to Coast Racing Network, well, we'll take a short break and come back with Pro Late Models from Kokomo.